so we have an announcement. Cheese. Cheese. Okay, so we finally figured out what we're gonna name our baby girl, and it's so crazy because it's literally a month after we found out the sex of the baby, and we went through hundreds, maybe even thousands of names trying to figure it out. And the thing about it is we had to agree because Rodriguez named this one, I named the other one, so we had to agree. And the only name that we both agreed on was Essence. And you know, it grew on me day by day, but we couldn't figure out a middle name. So Rodriguez was just like, babe, why don't we just name her what we're gonna name Adonis if he was a girl. So Terrell, you want to say what your sister's name is? What's her?
His name is Andrielle.
Andrielle Jerselle is going to be her name. I just think Andrielle's so pretty. And Jerselle is my grandma's name that passed away. So, you know, it really means something to me and us as well.
Stop it.
And that's her name. So you gotta let us know what you think about her name.
Alright, now this part of the vlog, we actually came with a little icebreaker. A couple questions to learn a little bit more about us. So the day I realized Charday was the one for me, if anyone knows anything about me, I'm actually an Army brat, so I moved around a lot. I was only exposed to only so much, so when I moved to Maslin, entered the middle school, I'm not sure on what point, but the first day I actually seen Charday skipping around, you know, the hallways and whatnot. I was like, who's this chocolate bunny? I never seen one of those before. I gotta have it.
I realized Rodriguez was the one when I had this weave in my hair one time and I needed help taking it out, and he helped me take it out, and I was like, he is the one. I mean, seriously, I feel that way, but the real answer is about 5 months into our relationship, we decided to celebrate my birthday in Otros Rios, Jamaica. And you know, when you travel with someone, you're either going to bond with them like crazy or they're going to get on your nerves to some extent. And it was such a great experience. We bonded and I was just so in love with him, and I knew I wanted to marry him from that point on, early in our relationship. And even though that seems early, you know, 5 months into a relationship, it's not as early as Rodriguez because he's been in love with me for years and I've friend zoned him. But everything happens for a reason, right?
Last time I told a lie. Let's see. Last week I actually told a lie to my oldest son. I actually told him it was nighttime, it was bedtime. His bedtime's usually at 8 o'clock. It was definitely 7 o'clock. But you know what? I'll do it again.
So nowadays, a lot of people are coming up to me like, hey mama, how are you feeling? And I'm just like, I'm fine. And 9 times out of 10, that's a complete lie, because the truth is, I'm miserable. Having such a hard time. Pregnancy sucks. You know, I am so tired all the time just because I'm up and down in the middle of the night. I get these hot spells where I just feel dizzy and faint, and I feel nauseous, and my body's just changing so much. I mean, I know you can see my little fat face just coming right on along. And I mean, I don't mean to complain, because obviously being pregnant is such a blessing. You know, I never had trouble getting pregnant. This is the 3rd time within the past 5 years, and I never lost any of my pregnancies. So I understand that I'm blessed, and I understand that I need to go through this in order to get to the fun part, which is my little baby. But until then, the only part that I enjoy is feeling her little movements in my belly. All right, so Rodriguez is absolutely gonna say one of 2 things to describe me, and it's either gonna be perfect or gorgeous.
Now, my one word that will best describe how I feel about Charday is hoarder. All the questions, this has to be the easiest, the greatest.
Okay, so if you would ask me this 6-7 years ago, hands down, the one word I would use to describe Ladricus would have been romantic. He literally did everything to get me to be his girl, and now that I'm his, he just don't even be doing it no more. I mean, I try to tell him and he don't listen, so maybe y'all should tell him. But I don't know. I mean, he still does. He still does. Don't get me wrong. It's just not as frequent as it used to be. So I guess the word I would use now to describe him would be loyal.
You know, I don't have too many hobbies, you know. I'm a laid back kind of guy. I like hanging out around the house, you know, with the family or whatnot. I enjoy playing football, fishing, long walks on the beach, you know the usual.
For hobbies, I absolutely love to travel. I also love watching true crime shows. Like, I literally watch at least one a day, and then I go on and Google the cases afterwards just to see if I could find out any further information. I also love to like create beautiful and unique things, so I'm always doing like DIY things. I love planning my kids' birthdays. Like, I'm literally like the hostess with the mostest. Like, I come up with the best ideas. So I'm actually about to start planning my oldest birthday. He's gonna be 5 next month. Then it's gonna be the baby shower, and then it's gonna be Adonis's birthday. He'll be 3. So those are my hobbies. I had bought myself this ring after I got out of a long-term relationship. So I wore this gorgeous ring on my right ring finger for years. And when I was pregnant with our first son, I had preeclampsia and I was so swollen. Like, literally, I have to have Ladricus add a picture of my foot in this video so you can like see what I'm talking about. But I was putting the pressure on Ladricus, like, dude, you need to marry me. And he's like, Charday, you're so swollen, like, there's no way I'm gonna be able to get a ring on your finger. So if you're able to get that ring off of your finger, then we can talk about getting engaged. So challenge accepted. I mean, I couldn't get it off anytime before, but I was just like, I love Ladricus. Ladricus is my life. And I got that ring off. And so he was so surprised when I showed him I got it off. So, you know, a couple months later, we went through, I got size and everything. And it was like our anniversary came up, and we were supposed to go to Cleveland, but I remember it was like raining really bad, so we just decided to stay at home. I have the worst memory ever, but I remember there was like candle lights, and it was just him and I at home. My mom had Terrell, and I remember he just like got down on one knee and proposed to me in our living room. And it was so perfect because it was like intimate, it was just us, and it was romantic because he was romantic back then. And I was just so happy he like finally did it. It was the ring that I wanted. And that's the story.
Oh, the engagement story. Now let me tell you about this story. If you're standing up, sit down. Now I made Charday a nice little elegant dinner, candlelight, you know, the works. And then after our dinner, you know, we spent a little time together, snuggled up on a little couch. We actually named a couple things that we loved or liked about each other. I waited until my turn on my last question. I actually bent down on one knee and asked her to be my wife. Now let me tell you. Oh my God, Ladricus, you're so perfect. I've been waiting for this for so long. And then we did the usual, hug, kiss each other, hold each other. You know, it was a good night. For the family to come out, warming up the car for everybody. You gonna say hi, Adonis? Still mute. Still working on him.
Hi everyone, so we're out here running errands in an aisle that we're all too familiar with, and we're about to start all the way over. Do you love how I'm squeezing my coat right now? Check me out. It's not gonna last much longer. Stop laughing.
Was that funny? Are you driving? Adonis, are you scared of his driving?
What's wrong? So we're out here getting stuff for one of my DIY crafts, and I'm so excited because I think it's gonna turn out pretty cool.
Correction. Yeah, this is her DIY craft.
Yeah, the Home Depot.
But it ends up being me fixing up the craft and me cleaning up the craft and her taking all the credit for it. So like Charday said, we're gonna be looking for some wood and some screws here for our DIY craft. I think she's gonna put together something for a friend. She's actually gonna give it to her for Christmas, but obviously that didn't happen. So we're gonna get that stuff now, put it together and send it off to her. And actually, since we just started this vlog, we're actually gonna make an extra one. So if you subscribe down below, subscribe to the new channel, support your boy. We're gonna give away extra craft here, and I'm actually gonna put a picture of the craft here in the left corner to see how the craft is. Well, we're gonna end the vlog here. Hope you guys enjoyed our day. We didn't do too much, like I said. We just ran a couple errands, answered a couple questions for y'all to learn a little bit more about us. Again, if you like the video, hit that thumbs up button, and also subscribe down below to the new channel for a free craft and a free t-shirt. You go ahead and enter in that drawing too. And again, until next time, guys.